Hello and welcome to Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars.
Hey guys, welcome back. Be sure to check out the show notes at the bottom of this recording because I usually have a lot of cute little tidbits along the way, and you also get to follow me on Instagram at Elizabeth Magical Garden. All the information will be down below. Hello, dolls. Welcome back to the podcast. Hi, my name is Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Guys, happy new moon in Virgo. Guys, we're going to really this episode is going to be about Virgo energy, this new moon in Virgo. And I haven't been doing these type of episodes in a long time. So I wanted to kind of like dive in and use this as a catalyst into the fall of 2025. One of the main reasons why or I should say, how this particular episode was birthed is because, let me take you back. As of late, I find myself in a major shift. I'm shedding everything. Everything is literally falling to the wayside to the point where I can't even hold on. It's like I can only hold on with the things that is current and meeting me in my new era of life. And I'm going to tap into that. What that may look like, because you may find yourself, listen, a lot of time restlessness, fatigue, anxiety, depression comes from the reality of a great shift in your life and you not wanting or not having the energy to give forth in that way. And it has happened to all of us. It happened to me. But it also comes a time when you are consistent and you have built a certain level of resistance. Certain things is just not part of your new identity. This act turns you into something else. With that being said, I find myself to be in a place of restlessness and just like my anxiety. And I was dealing with some things that life was just like making life heavier for me. But I had to pull back even within those moments. And yes, thank God, I worked everything out. Everything always works out, right? But it does take a level of tenacity. It takes a level of strength. And depending on the level and the frequency, the consistent things that are occurring along with everything else in life, you can find yourself beat up. But I like to say that it's like a Rocky round. You already know my boy Rocky was not playing. Like, he never allowed himself, he got beat up. He got beat up, but he never allowed himself to stay down. So this is where I'm going with that. So now I have got risen. Okay. And thank you, God. And through that adventure, I am noticing a pattern. And that's one of the things of being in your middle age. Listen, if you in your 50s and you don't see the patterns, like at this point, you just turning a blind eye and girl, okay, if that works, do you, boo. Okay. Because sometimes, listen, we all have turned a blind eye here and there. I know I have, but there comes a time where you need to see. You need to allow yourself to see. You guys know, cultivated my own spiritual practice. Morning pages is definitely one of them. Going out in nature and so forth. With that being said, yesterday it was a really sunny day and I went to go take care of some things. I knew I wanted to go to a particular coffee shop. You know, guys, me and my coffee. And I wore all black. I did. I wore all black. I even wore my docs. Like, I would say I was more fall, kind of like it is the end of August, but still, it was a really sunny day. And although the materials were season appropriate, I just felt my energy was just different. And it's just so funny because where I was, it was so crowded. It was like a farmer's market, but they also had the block cut off, so there was no cars running, so everybody was in the street. It was just like a big beautiful affair that I'm so happy that I was able to be part of, right? I wanted to discuss the new moon in Virgo and why this particular new moon is deemed to be special in 2025. So let's go. So I have my Google search, and it's saying that the new moon in Virgo in 2025 occurs on Saturday, August 23rd. So as it stands, it is August, let's say it's August 24th. So yesterday is when the new moon in Virgo began. So this is a big thing because this new moon is significant because it's the first of two consecutive Virgo new moons in 2025. So we had two of them, amplifying themes of daily routines, health and wellness, organization, service to others. These things, if you don't know, Virgos hold very highly. Like, I would say a Virgo is the number one in terms of order, just being aware of how things need to be. This is an earth sign. So healing is there. There's a different type of energy when it comes to Virgo. They're laser focused individuals. If you need something done, if you have a project, having a Virgo on your team is no short of something fantastic because they love to help others, acts of service. They're really big in that on that. And I have been blessed to have a couple of them in my life. So I can tell you this is the truth. And also, my moon is in Virgo, and acts of service has always been top tier for me. So there you go. So with that energy, how can we amplify that? I'm going to repeat them and you see where you would like to direct your energy or where you think that you should be directing more energy. In the area, which is daily routines. Now, let's just break these down into individuals. Now, I've noticed that over a course of time, I've been waking up later. I, for a long time, was running with the 5 a.m. club. That's been my jam. And then menopause hit, baby. Menopause hit. And it was such a struggle. Like, I felt like my willingness not to want to deviate from my schedule was hurting me physically, and I just had to give myself grace to say, you know what, I am still getting the things done, but I need to come towards my day vibrant, healthy, in a good mindset. And when you're going through menopause, like sometimes there's the night sweats, you waking up at night. So getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and if you have a choice, that you may want to like slide that number down. With that being said, I do believe in balance, and it can get into, which I have noticed on my end, not that I'm staying in the bed longer, but I'm staying in the bed longer. So I noticed that the scrolling starts. I always say my prayers in the morning. That's the first thing I do. I aim to do in the morning. I have my meditation. I just love to start my day with a certain just gratitude in general. With that being said, the scrolling. So I am, I have been feeling like, it's so funny, and today's the new moon in Virgo, but I have been feeling like, look, it's time to tighten up. Like, set that alarm, maybe not for 5, but for 6. And it pains me to say 6 because I'm like always 5, but I'm going to give myself mercy and grace and gear for 6. You know what I mean? Because it's just the right thing to do, and it helps me keep things in balance. So if you are veering off your schedule, or maybe you may want to write things down, create a routine, go to bed at a certain time. I'm not saying that you have to be like everything is written in stone, but having a routine on how you do things, down to like how you unmake your bed to get into it, everything that leads up to you getting into the bed, just creating a solid routine and something special. For me, I'm working on changing out all my skincare, all my makeup brushes, all my makeup, to be honest. And I don't wear a lot of makeup, but just freshening up every single thing around me to meet me energetically where I am in my life right now, if that makes any sense. The next one is health and wellness. Well, I feel like I kind of like already went into that, which is taking care of your body, having a level of, how can I say, respect level on what you put in your person, what you put on your person, and what you put in your person, right? Things, making sure you stay hydrated, making sure you're eating on time, making sure you eat. Because I know for me, I do practice intermittent fasting. That really works for me. At the same token, I have to make sure I'm hydrated. I make sure I have a decent meal. Lately, I have like a big meal. I usually break my fast with something hearty, like a brunch type of thing, which I omit lunch because of when I do start eating. And you can look up intermittent fasting. It's really good for the digestive system. I mentioned menopause, and your digestive system definitely takes a hit. Also, it revs up, unfortunately, anxiety, which attacks your um, digestive system as well. So, intermittent fasting is one of the things that has changed the game for me, because it does so many other things, because it really just forces the body to heal itself. Okay. The less you have interrupting the healing process, the better for the body, if that makes any sense. Okay. And in my humble opinion, this is why people from other parts of the world that doesn't have all these eateries around them, they tend to be like the healthiest, because they eat, they fast, they give enough time for the body to rejuvenate itself. And that's just a win-win. So that's something that I started practicing a couple of years ago, and it changed my life. So things like that for health and wellness. Organization. Okay, so for me, let's just get into this. This is delicious. So again, this is the first consecutive Virgo new moon in 2025, which amplifies everything that Virgo stands for. So you may or may not be into astrology. I have always been into astrology. I'm always going to be into astrology. And I really believe that energy compounds amongst itself, because we are living beings, right? So we having these physical experiences over and over and over again. It creates a synergy, it creates a relationship. So we're on this planet, we're living this life, this blessed life. The moon goes through phases, we go through phases. So I mean, eventually it makes sense that there is a connection between all living things. So the new moon showing up in 2025 twice, amplifying, and this is like, to be part of that. I feel like anytime you are a part of anything special that's going on, good or bad, there is I feel like there's a blessing put upon you, because like, think about it, like with all the things that has occurred in the past centuries, blessings been put upon these people that we today are benefiting from, right? So organizing your life. I'm right now in the middle of a big rebranding because, like I mentioned, I'm changing out my makeup, I'm changing out my skincare, I'm changing out every area in my life, and slowly but surely, at the end of the day, we're all here because I already see it, it's already in me, right? And I wanted to take a little time on this particular one, which is organization and going within, because it's hard to be organized when you don't know what you want. When you don't know what you want, or you're not being honest with yourself, you're all over the place, right? You're letting in things, you're listening to things, you're talking to people, you're allowing contact within yourself, contact with others to pierce within you that no longer serves you. So I'm in the middle of a big rebranding. As it stands, I am going to my website. I'm definitely, and I'll let you know, but it is going to be under construction. I am redoing every single thing. The articles will be there, but the layout, I'm just going to really dive in and give a whole makeover. And I'm so excited about that. And I'm sure there's a learning curve with that. So bear with me. But with that being said, you can still support me. Listen to the podcast, what you're already doing, subscribe, share this podcast, as well as head on over to YouTube and subscribe to my vlog channel. It helps me out tremendously, as well for the podcast channel for this podcast. That was a tongue twister. You can subscribe to that. That helps this podcast out. The more people can be under the sound of my voice, the more the message, right? And my message is love. My message is health. My message is prosperity and mental health and so much more. We must pay attention to every area in our lives, not just not just one side, not just the outer experience, not just having outer experiences but with others. The number one experience that we should in relationship we should be having is with ourselves and within ourselves. So organizing. What I want to say is that the anxiety can happen when you consciously shift and you look around you and you're like, how do I get out of this hole? How do I get out of this mess? Why? What? And I'm going to give you an example. You can open your, let's just say you want to organize your closet. It's almost time to change our wardrobe into our fall wardrobe. I can already tell you, I want to almost say 90%. It's so weird because like everything in there I still would wear, but I can see a big gap in terms of my tops. Like the bottoms, I'm good with. And going forward, I know what kind of bottoms. Like I need a couple of different cuts. I do so I believe that I'm omitting those pants because I know I can make them. So, and I need to practice. So this is going to be definitely a learning curve, and allowing myself to be in a learning curve. This is a celebration of life. I read this quote and it says, and this is coming from The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I have mentioned her journal and her books many a times. Often luxury, like your imagination and what you consider luxury and how you would live your life if having the means was not a problem, is usually a shift in consciousness. What? I'm going to say that one more time because I know your head is spinning. Often luxury is our shift in consciousness. How you deem luxury is your shift in consciousness. With that being said, like I mentioned earlier, I have metamorphed. And now the work is, once you wake up in your new conscious mind, you have to level up. That's why they call it leveling up. level up, level up, level up. And the beautiful thing about leveling up, there is no cap. It's how, guys, it's 10-10. Boo. It's 10-10. As I look down, are you kidding me? No, you're not. And this is what it is. Let me tell you, these things are not just serendipity. These are shifts that you do anytime that you are in pure alignment. And this is why I wanted to dedicate this particular episode to the new moon in Virgo, because this is a special one. I mean, all of them is special, but we are already in an amplifying mode. Don't allow the mind that you have now awoken to, the vision that now you have now woken up to scare you and frighten you away, because you can clearly see everything around you no longer serves you. And yes, that can be scary. It's like waking up from a bad dream and realizing you was the one who created this dream. And that's what life is, a dream. And I believe when you, praise God, are true to your spiritual practice, you can't help but consciously awaken. It's never going to stop. I realize that. The thing is, there's always a repeat. Life goes into repeats. Everything that you are and everything that you're doing right now has been repeated over and over and over again throughout your life. Okay? The way you brush your teeth, the way you do your hair, the way you look at things, the way you react to things. This is why they say mindfulness is very important, because this allows you to see how you react to things, your inability to deal with stress or ability to deal with stress, and so forth. Organizing your thoughts, organizing your closet. Listen, guys, I'm a firm believer in seasons, and like right now, I'm going to start organizing my closet. A lot of the things in there I could already see that I am not going to wear. I'm not going to wear them. I'm not going to wear them, and they're just taking up space. With that being said, I'm also in the middle of changing the look. At this point, I'm in my meow season, and I need more fitted. I need more revealing. I need more sexy. I need more femininity, and all in a very, like, how can I say? You know what show I used to love watching was Dynasty. What? I used to love me some Dynasty, baby. And the way the women used to dress with the big shoulder pads and just like very luxe. I just feel like, although in my mind that's what it is, but like I feel like my twist on that is very, how can I say, bohemian goth type of thing. So if that makes any sense. Anyway, these are some of the things that I feel that you should definitely look into in this amplified new moon in Virgo. And of course, last but not least, acts of service for others. Listen, guys, it doesn't take much to be kind to one another. It doesn't take much to give a smile to somebody unexpectedly. It doesn't take much to pay it forward. Guys, we're in this together. And the more we all could come from a place of love and give love and receive love, I believe the world will be healed and it would be a better place. But never think that what can only you do. You can change the world, literally. Okay, you were created by the creator, so there's no telling what you are capable of. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, because I certainly did. And to all who practice, happy new moon in Virgo. No matter what your spiritual beliefs are, I truly believe that we are all one and we are all in this together energetically. This is also science proven. So listen, it doesn't take much for us to love on one another. Number one, love on ourselves so we can love on one another, because guess what? You know what they always say? If your cup is empty, you can no longer pour into someone else. So make sure that your cup is overflowing, honey. Guys, stay blessed, stay in peace, and stay empowered. Peace.
Guys, leave a comment, a review, preferably 5 stars. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram, because what is popping over there? And also check out my YouTube channel to stay connected and see your girl's lovely face. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on pushing, and I'll definitely speak to you soon. Be blessed.